very good afternoon to all of you. I'm Ken Hui, the Internal Vice President and Student Council, your host for today's session with our distinguished guest of honor, the father of Georgetown Festival, Mr. Joe Sidek. How are you doing today, Mr. Sidek?
I'm good, thank you. I'm really enjoying today.
It's a great opportunity and pleasure to have you here with us to share your vast experiences in events and communication. Now first, let me tell you a little bit about our guest here. Now Joe is the head of the Joe Sidek Production Sdn Bhd. He was called to be in charge of this festival ever since 2010, am I correct?
Yeah.
So when Georgetown celebrated its UNESCO World Heritage status, now his passion with the people and he loves Georgetown. Now according to an article about him on the Malay Mail Online, he expressed that he's proud of the people in Penang, stating how real the Penangites are in every sense of the word, arrogant, rude, and confident. So maybe you can explain why you think we are rude, arrogant, and confident, Joe.
I would say rude, arrogant, and opinionated. I love Penangites because they are. They take ownership of the space, the island, like nowhere else in Malaysia. Penang people love their island and they feel and they show their passion.
Yeah, so something cultural that we have and people own it and just make most out of it.
Yeah,
is that correct?
It's being proud of your space, your place. This is yours. It doesn't belong to a government. It doesn't belong to a party. It belongs to you.
I see. So I can see that your love, for the people and their cultural heritage. May I know what drives you to be a bigger part of the, in the world of arts and culture?
I think it's the people. I really love the people of Penang. I really enjoy the journey that I'm doing. I think the meaning of my job or the arts is very important to me, and sharing it with the community.
I see. Actually, yesterday I watched your TEDx talk at Chiang Mai. And you mentioned about the 5 years of hardship as you were starting to get a hang of leading and planning for this Georgetown Festival. So the main thing is I want to know, how do you feel about the whole process now as GTF is going to its 8th anniversary?
The process is still very hard. I think nothing stops. Like I said earlier, it's about pushing your boundaries, pushing your goalposts. Every year is a hard year, but I enjoy it. I think it's important to enjoy the work that you do and have meaning to the work that you do.
So you find meaning in the things that you do, and actually how let's just put it this way, how would you encourage the young to actually inhabit that characteristic?
I think it's inside your own. You have to find what makes you happy. So what makes you happy, what you're passionate about, what is history, what is tradition. You cannot be forced to like something. But if you don't expose yourself and don't see it, how do you know whether you like it or not? So the idea is to actually experience these things and then decide whether you like it or not.
So just go out and explore then.
Yeah.
All right. Third question here. Now we know that every event organizer's biggest hurdle is money, right? So as someone who loves, PR, how do I gather more money for my project? So how did you eventually resolve the funding issue over the years?
Wrong person to ask. I failed every year. I'm not so good at it. But I keep trying. I keep trying to find new ways to do it. I think it's about learning where you're good at and what you're not at. I'm not so good at getting money. I'm learning. I'm looking at other ways to find income, whether it's not just sponsorship or partnership, but merchandising maybe, or crowdfunding, new avenues to find it.
Yes, crowdfunding. So we have heard about MyStarter, Kickstarter and all that. So it's a platform for everyone to actually do something about something they love, something creative, something innovative, right? So with the biggest hurdle, money, because I heard in the talk that you made in Chiang Mai is that you talked about friendship about getting people to involved in the things that you do and really expand your whole circle in that sense.
Well, yeah, you always need people around you. You have like 9 people in this room now. You cannot do something on your own. You really need help, and it's not bad to ask people for help, whether it's friends or the community, and you cannot work as a single piece. There's always a jigsaw piece that makes the whole picture. So I always believe that you need the support system of everyone.
Yep. So do you think that you have brought Penang to a whole new level now with this festival after all these years?
I don't think I've done that. I think Penang has brought its own. Penang has brought itself to that level because, like I said, there's many components. It's just not the festival. It's the boutique hotels, the restaurants, the people, the artists, the chief minister, the people of Penang. everyone has contributed to this thing about raising the bar, you know.
Yeah, you mentioned about the chief minister. Chief minister, I heard it in your speech that the chief minister gave you a lot of freedom in organizing the Georgetown Festival.
I think the real man behind the festival will probably be the chief minister, because he's given freedom to curate a festival. I think nowhere else in Asia I know has that sort of freedom to curate a festival, and I think freedom is the starting point of being able to express anything and everything without fear of being sanctioned.
Do you say it's particularly important in the world of arts and culture?
It's probably one of the most important thing, to be able to express yourself, because I think that's the reason why the arts is very important, is for people to be allowed to express, right or wrong, good or bad. It's their right to express.
I see. Now, can you share with us what are some of the highlights in this year's festival?
Okay, I can't, because we're going to announce in 1st of May. But I can give you the highlight teams. We're very focused on children this year. We're focused on the youth. We focus on ASEAN, and we focus on women. Very strong programming in these 4 directions.
I see. So it's more on challenging the social issues that's actually currently happening in the world.
Oh, that's too big issue. I think it's just celebrating or giving a platform for young people to expose themselves to shows. ASEAN is a very strong team, because that's our direction, and women. And
you were talking about the McCallum area project. That how is it integrating with the different
last year we did a project called Move by Paddy, and it was held right in front of 4 blocks of flats that house 8,000 people. And when I found out that there's 8,000 people living in those flats, and I realized that we've overlooked it. These are people who live in the city, who should feel for the festival or the space that we are moving into. So since the arts district is going to be around that area, I decided that this year we should dedicate the festival, or a big portion of the festival, to these 8,000 people.
I see. So it does mean you are actually moving around different parts of Penang and trying to expand on the Georgetown Festival itself. Is that correct?
Well, a lot of Georgetown is placemaking. So a festival belongs to the people. So in order for the festival for the people to feel for the festival, you should make yourself. You should make people it's easy access, or they must feel comfortable or not threatened by what you do to their spaces. The spaces belong to the people of Georgetown.
Yeah. So the people themselves have to feel belong. Yeah. Okay. Also, I heard that Joe Sidek Productions is working closely with Hanjiang College on a few upcoming projects. Do you mind revealing some of them now?
Yeah, one of the projects is the Youth Ambassador Program that we have. Next is I'm hoping to come back more often to help share some knowledge, although it must be very difficult for the students to have somebody so hard as myself to come and lecture. But I would like this to be an ongoing affair, and I'm hoping to work on other projects with Hanjiang. Yeah,
I think it's our privilege to have you too. Yeah. So being said that you are a great inspiration to the people of Penang and also Malaysia, especially the youths, can you give the youth some advice on the matter of dedication, success, failure, and fear?
Okay, for the young people who are studying, this is a course most of you chose. You chose this; it's not forced upon you. So learning is the most important tool to have as you go out there. Ego, fear, and anger are 3 things I would say take away from living. And there's ego, passion, and money. So I think passion should always be the first. Then we all need money, and we all have egos. So learn to rein your ego and the greed for money, but put passion first.
So hone your passion and look for my starter for funding, right?
Yes. And rein in the ego.
That's correct. So that's basically, we have short time, and I know that Mr. Sidek is a busy person, so I shall not take more of your time. So thank you for taking your time, with us today in this interview session. On behalf of Hanjiang College and its students, we wish you all the best in the festival, and we're also looking forward to working together in your upcoming projects. And it's truly our privilege to having you here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And have a good day, everyone.
You too, everyone.